What is your name, if I might ask?
Colleran, sir. Bob Colleran. How may I be of service?
Mr. Microft Holmes is my brother, Colleran. I'm sure he wouldn't mind if we waited for him upstairs.
That would be out of order, sir. You are not expected, sir. Unexpected guests are not received by residents.
Colleran, I assure you I can be trusted upstairs. My brother summoned me.
So you say.
Have you not heard of Mr. Sherlock Holmes? He is our most famous detective. His cases are the talk of all London.
I believe little of what I hear, sir, and nothing of what I read in the press.
I should have identification which should entitle me to some consideration.
Consideration, no. But if you can prove your relationship, perhaps an explanation is owing. Very interesting. A card doesn't confirm identity, sir. It proves nothing except you've taken the trouble to have one made up.
There is something particular about that driver, Watson.
You carry suspicion to excess, Holmes. He looks ordinary enough, though his tailor is a good bit more skillful than mine.
Unless I'm mistaken, he has a pistol in his pants.
There are brigands everywhere these days.
But not on Pall Mall, Doctor. Look him over, please. His posture is familiar. Could we go in now, Colleran?
How did you come by the keys? Your welfare depends on your answer.
There is no need to manhandle me. Are you a villain?
No. Now make me believe that you aren't.
Have you learned anything of significance, Watson?
Perhaps. The driver resembles one of Lestrade's lackeys from years ago, party named Tallboy.
That's right. I remember him now. I don't recognize the character at the door. Be circumspect.
I'll follow your lead, Holmes.
I see you have lately returned from South Africa.
I might have done.
You worked in the mines at least a year, but not for any of the usual reasons.
How do you know? Is it my voice? I fool most people.
I observed you, Colleran, nothing more. You are some sort of government official, I take it?
In a manner of speaking, sir. I'll appreciate no more questions along those lines. Let's just say I'm charged with the welfare of the residents here and their possessions.
Do you know my brother was injured in the Diogenes explosion?
You've got my attention.
We took him to Bard's. I got his keys from there. I'm not at liberty to say more.
If you don't, you may be without liberty, period.
That sounded distinctly like a threat.
As you like.
My brother summoned me, Colleran, but the explosion struck him down before we met. I'm trying to discover the reason for his rare summons. He is currently unable to speak cogently.
A more straightforward approach might have served you better. I'm still not certain who you are.
Constable Tallboy, isn't it? Could I have a moment of your time?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, though I'm no longer with the force.
Would you be so kind as to vouch for my bona fides to Mr. Colleran?
I wouldn't mind. These two is all right, Colleran. It's Mr. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. Done more than one good turn for me when I was with the CID.
Thank you, Tallboy. Please ensure we are not disturbed while we are upstairs, Colleran.
Depend on it, Mr. Holmes.
This is promising. Microft has devised a message for me.
Indeed, but what does it say?
What it says is obvious, Doctor. The question is, what does it mean?
If you require refreshment, Holmes, let us retreat to 221B. Mrs. Hudson can prepare something more suitable.
I'm nourishing my brain, Watson, not my stomach. I believe Microft has been experimenting with rice water. Can you deduce a man's character from his furnishings, Watson?
Well, domestic fixtures cannot define a complex personality, but certain traits may be inferred from them. Mycroft appears fastidious, intellectually rigorous, and intensely private.
You never disappoint. Add willful, secretive, and lethargic to that list, and you have a serviceable thumbnail sketch. What captures your attention, Watson?
Mycroft appears to work in his bedroom. Does he never rest?
By nature he's a slug, but when he's on the Queen's shilling, his relentless toil is the stuff of legend in Whitehall. Assume Mycroft has written something for my eyes only. Where might he conceal it?
An office diary? Letters at his club?
Too public, too little control, insufficient access.
Well, here then, in a portable notebook or journal.
A fair guess, were he not pathologically thrifty and compulsively secretive. To him, a common notebook would be an extravagance. Were he so inclined, he could write a novella, in his minuscule hand, in cipher, on an envelope, preferably used. The precautions Mycroft has taken are suggestive, are they not?
If I completely understood what you were referring to, I'm sure I would agree, Holmes, as it is. I might have to take a headache powder.
Mycroft has overexercised his ingenuity to my detriment.
Now you are talking in riddles. It's a most exasperating family trait.
Persevere, Doctor. We know how he concealed his thoughts. We shall have to find the what and why of it elsewhere.
Oh, you will certainly drive me to distraction if you continue to talk in that elliptical fashion.
I'm faltering, wasting precious time. Perhaps Mycroft is now more lucid.
Whatever you say, Holmes. Bart's is not too far away. I am not hopeful.
Pleased to have seen you, Mr. Holmes. My best to your brother.
I believe I understand the instructions. I'm at a loss, Watson. Perhaps Microft can be more forthcoming.
My expectations are not high on that count, Holmes. You'll do as well on your own. Apply water to the fool's cap and then heat. Seems straightforward enough. Clever. Apply H2O and then heat. Very nice.
Apply water and heat. Excellent. I think I can accommodate him in situ. I believe I understand the instructions. Note the red tint, Watson. Mycroft used sympathetic ink of cobalt and saltpeter. Water sets up a chemical reaction, and heat causes the writing to reappear. It's pure Poe. The message reads, "See books in Greek." Mycroft is a cautious man, but this message denotes more than prudence.
Another layer of security. It's clear he feared foul play. But what does the message mean?
See books in Greek? I'm not certain, but I've been a dunce. He has obviously prepared something close at hand. We must return to the source of this mystery. Come along, Watson. The game's afoot.
Quite so, Holmes.
My compliments, Mr. Rigby. The early bird gets the worm, what?
News don't wait on a slugger-bed, Mr. Holmes. I'm sorry about your brother's misfortune. Government can't afford the loss. What are his prospects, sir, if I might ask?
His condition is guarded. Your concern is appreciated.
Well, the best of British luck to him. And pardon the banner, I'm obliged to display it.
You must make your living, Jonas, as must be all. Any dubious goings-on in the vicinity, Mr. Rigby?
Business has been brisk, Mr. Holmes. The reports of your brother's accident have been devoured by the public, ravenous for morsels of misfortune.
Fools cannot be educated or converted, Jonas. They may only be exposed. course, the beginning. Genesis. Who died but was not born? Adam. I am a goose. Aha! He's done it again. If one puzzle is good, two must be better. We have what we need, Watson. Let us return to the friendly confines.
A blank piece of paper? Surely you overreach yourself, Holmes. Perhaps you should sit for a moment and collect your wits.
My wits, as you are pleased to call them, have been collecting dust, Doctor. Let us proceed. The currently invisible must be made patent.
Pleased to have seen you, Mr. Holmes. My best to your brother.